Shobha Dey is with me in the studios. I'm also joined by Sohail Seth from Jaipur. We have Mahesh Jetmalani, senior lawyer and leader of the BJP. Tonight on our packed panel, senior journalist Prem Shankar Jha, India's paperback king Chetan Bhagat, Kamal Farooqi, member of the Muslim Law Board, and Dr. Tasleem Ahmad Rahmani. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Kamal Farooqi, do you also find a video link by Salman Rushdie an extremely dangerous thing?
No, I personally feel that the whole controversy is going absolutely out of all the sensible things. In fact, there are two issues in it. One, that Muslims have got all the democratic and fundamental right to protest about a particular writing, and we are unnecessarily making a hero out of a Satan, in fact, who has abused the Muslims and his their prophets and prophets' wives and all those kind of things. That has been a decade-old problem. But as far as the reading of the whole thing is concerned, law has to take its own course.
So why are you avoiding taking a position, sir? Take a position, sir. So why are you avoiding taking a position? Mr. Farooqi, 1 minute, sir. 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 Excuse me, sir. 1 minute, sir. Mr. Farooqi, please take a position. Either you are for the absurdity that's been going on, or you are against it. You can't say that in principle I am for it, in action I am against it. Where do you stand? Don't you believe the entire issue is completely absurd? It is the limit of absurdity.
Absolutely.
Why don't you take a position, Mr. Farooqi? I'm giving you a second opportunity, sir. Would you like to take a position?
No politician takes a position.
Arnab, you call it absurdity. I call it it's a freedom of speech versus freedom of abuse. Nobody has got a right to cross that Lakshman Rekha, and Salman Rushdie has done it. So he has done it, and we had all the right, democratic right to protest it. Beyond this, we have no role in it. Whatever has happened, any threat to life or anything, whatever has happened,
I don't know what's democratic about what has happened.
Done it. Deoband has not issued any fatwa about it. Deoband has only said that we strongly protest his presence.
Sir, please, sir.
Beyond this, we don't want to say anything.
Please, sir, the time has come to call a spade, since Sohail is extremely incensed by what you're saying. I'll give him an opportunity, and then I have a few straight questions to the others as well. Go ahead, Sohail.
I think it is shocking that Kamal Farooqi can't call a spade a spade. The reality is, in this country, we've now begun to convert disagreement into hatred. We have used the fragile stupidity of religions being under threat. Islam is a great faith and a tremendous religion. It cannot and will not be threatened by mere utterances of an author. To use an author as a fall guy to therefore jeopardize a festival which creates for itself the celebration of the cerebral, which allows people across the world to recognize India as the new destination for literature, to my mind is a travesty of justice. You know, Arnab, we said this on your channel. What has happened is the following. There are no real issues that these politicians have. They're a bunch of rogues who are jumping from a non-issue to a non-issue. So what they've managed to do today is they... 1 minute, let me finish. You can keep objecting. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you, Mr. Farooqi, and you will not interrupt me.
Without having any discrimination.
I'm sorry.
You say a bunch
I'm sorry. You are wrong. You are people who threaten civil society. If you have the guts, you go to the Supreme Court. I'm sorry. If you have the courage, if you have the conviction, if you even have the civility, go to the Supreme Court. But you don't have the civility. You are thugs, you are hoodlums who are threatening civil society with violence.
We are not
exactly
saying
what
about
you are.
The
You are painting yourself as
definitely do not want
it is a sad day in India's politics that you are behaving like hoodlums.
No, but you see, there are...
I'm sorry.
1 minute, gentlemen.
I didn't interrupt this man. Allow him not to interrupt me.
My question tonight is...
Allow him not to interrupt me.
1 minute. Sohail.
No, I want to finish. Everyone knows that Salman Rushdie came to India 11 times since the publication of the Satanic Verses. I have written today in the Daily Beast, and it's been carried, saying that if anyone's religious sentiment has been hurt, they have every right to protest. But protest cannot take on the veneer of threat.
This is
it cannot take the veneer of violence. A. B. I have said we have the most amazing, finally, the most amazing Supreme Court in the world, perhaps. If anyone has an issue, they should go to the Supreme Court. But to tell people that we will burn the place, we will threaten you, to my mind, is scary.
And I think
finally,
we have...
one minute.
We have reached...
I want to finish. We all know that the UP polls are ahead of us. The real issues are being swept under the carpet. I would request Mr. Farooqi and his colleagues in politics to actually come up with real issues. I have tremendously wise and long-standing friends who are Muslims. They too are appalled. We cannot paint a religion on the basis of fundamentalism.
You see, tomorrow.
My objection is...
We have reached, in my view, Sohail, we have reached a precipitous turn today in our democracy.
You have said enough.
No, 1 second, Mr. Farooqi, 1 minute. Mr. Farooqi, 1 minute. Let me get the others in. You see, the point is tonight we have reached a very precipitous turn in this debate. Tomorrow, if the video link does not happen, what is the immediate consequence? Shobhade, what do you think? Tomorrow, if the video link does not happen.
No, the whole thing, as you rightly put it, it's become the theatre of the absurd. But what we have achieved and what we have done is Salman Rushdie, who had become a pretty harmless sort of fellow, he's once again seen as a monster. He's once again given enormous power over...
Very true.
We have converted
That's a good observation, actually.
We've converted him into, from one moment he's a hero, next moment he's a martyr, then he becomes a victim.
Totally.
And there's just too much drama-bazi. And if you reduce it to just one aspect of this thing, is all about the elections. And we have allowed a festival, a non-political festival, to be hijacked. We've made Salman Rushdie once again a cause celeb. We've made him
is that the issue? Shobhade, is that the issue? No, one second. Let Salman Rushdie become the biggest star as a consequence of this.
No problem.
Is that the issue?
No, the problem here is that we cannot differentiate between making someone a star by default. In absentia, the guy doesn't turn up, he says he doesn't want to turn up, it should have ended there. Then we hear about teams of assassins, we hear about killers, no names are named, and then...
I want to know how liberal the BJP has been all this while.
No, but who is generating this? Who is talking about these teams of assassins and killers?
But we've been silent all this while. It's not as if the BJP, Bajrang Dal, RSS have been great, supporters of liberal speech.
Neither political party is going to support...
But they're all the same.
At this point, it doesn't suit anybody.
My question to Mahesh Jethmalani, and he's already smiling, but address the question a straight way. I remember in Madhya Pradesh when Habib Tanvir's Naya Theatre was performing, Jis Lahore nahi dekha wo janmaye nahi, and Ponga Pandit, activists of the RSS, VHP, Bajrang Dal, BJP combined, they followed the place in several cities. They disrupted the performance. They were led by BJP MLAs. In the recent case of Ramanujan's essay on the Ramayan, the entire protests were led by the BJP's Vijay Kumar Malhotra. The BJP, Mr. Jethmalani, please hear me, I hope I'm coming through. The BJP spoke of banning the movie Fana because Amir Khan made a statement demanding rehabilitation of people affected by the Sardar Sarovar Dam. Today the same BJP is saying match fixing. Mr. Jethmalani, what can be more hypocritical than that?
Absolutely. Look, there are religious sensibilities in this country, and Section 295A of the Indian Penal Code itself suggests that anything that is said with deliberate and malicious intent which offends religious sensibilities is an offense.
So why are you giving a legal answer to a straight question?
Speaking for myself, no, I'm giving you because it's not a straight question.
So it's absolutely...
It's an accusation. It's an inquisition which lists out...
It's not an accusation.
So I'm coming to my answer. Arnab, tell me how you want me to answer and I'll parrot you then.
My question is, I don't want you to answer. I am simply telling you. It might seem extremely, uncomfortable. I am surprised, Mr. Jethmalani, that your party is the party which, for all its talk of freedom of speech, you couldn't even tolerate your own party members voicing their opinion freely and crack down on them. You asked Mr. L.K. Advani what happened to him after he made his comments on Jinnah and Jaswant Singh's book on him. No, one second. I want Mr. Jethmalani to say
very clearly. Yes, I'm answering it, Arnab, if you give me a chance. Yes, you've given me a whole list of issues which I had to deal with. Now, let me tell you that these are all in the distant past. We are today discussing Salman Rushdie, but I give you a straight answer, And if there's been any intolerance on the part of the political party, BJP, or what you call its sister concerns, the RSS, any part of the Sangh Parivar, and they've expressed intolerance, they have a right to protest where their sensibilities are affected. They have a right to protest, but that has to be peaceful protest. And if they have crossed the line, I unambiguously state on your program that they've been wrong.
No, so what about the examples which I gave, sir? Do you not believe that your own track record, sorry to push the point, your own track record.
I want to address that.
Your own track records, your own track record.
What more can I say? Arnab, what more can I say? Every time we have an issue in the present, you go and hark back. I mean, you know, I can't be held responsible as a spokesman of the party today for something that happened in the past. Sir, all I can tell you is,
your homework is very good. Sir, you are a distinguished lawyer. Sir, you are a distinguished lawyer.
With you on a question of fact, and if it is so, from my perspective, it's wrong. If what you say is factually correct, it was wrong, and I hope it is not repeated in the future again.
Yeah, so that's sir, you are a distinguished lawyer. The law of precedent does apply. Sohail said you want to come in. I want to go to Mr. Prem Shankar Jha, but I'll allow you a small rebut. Yes.
What has this got to do with the law of precedent?
You have raised
precedent of your own party.
What has this got to do with the law of
precedent of your own party?
Arnab.
Of your own party.
Arnab,
yes,
let's be
but that's not a law, for God's sake.
I think,
yes,
Arnab, you have raised a very important point when you've asked the BJP's representative, my dear friend Mahesh, on what he thinks. Here's the issue. The issue is we have dumbed down the discourse, the political discourse of this country to vile facts. It's either about religious intolerance, it's either about liberal intolerance. This is the problem. The problem is all the political parties use it as fodder, they use it as expedient capital, and what happens as a result is a non-political, as Shobha rightly said, a non-political event
becomes
like the
a political
Literature Festival gets tarred by the brush of obscene and despicable, roguish politics. My point to Mr. Farooqi was that you don't bring the roguish elements if you have disagreement. Disagreement and dissent is the virtue of any democracy. You cannot replace it with hatred. You cannot replace it with threat. You cannot tell people that I will burn the area. Now, this is what I'm...
One minute, getting responses.
What have we done?
We're getting responses.
So intolerant.
Sohail, 1 minute. Hear the other point of view, please. Hear the other point of view.